It was a childhood dream coming true. The two brothers had waited their entire lives for this moment. A hush fell across the island, and for a second, they couldn't believe what was in their hands. The rumors and stories had all been true. The rumors of treasure on Oak Island have been around for centuries. History has given many opportunities and chances for hungry explorers to strike it rich, but no one has come close to these two brothers. Oak Island is located off the southern shore of Lunenburg County, Nova Scotia. For years, several teams have landed on the space in hopes of discovering the money pit. Explorers from across the world have come hoping to make their fortune. Rick and Martin Langina loved spending their childhood playing make-believe. The brothers were only 4 years apart and grew up as best friends. They loved to create treasure hunts for each other in their backyard, but had no idea of the real treasure available in the world. As the boys grew older, they never stopped talking about going to Oak Island. Their friends and family thought it was a childhood fascination, but it was turning into an adult accomplishment. At a certain point, the brothers were willing to put everything on the line. After holding the rights and controlling access to the island for 25 years, the Triton Alliance Company filed for bankruptcy. Their digs had been unsuccessful and the company had squandered their resources on a dream. Langina brothers, Rick and Martin, had been closely following the Triton Alliance Company and their Oak Island activity. When they saw the island was available, they pooled their resources and made a purchase that had dreamed about since they were little boys. The brothers teamed up with the Blankenship clan and paid a cool $7 million to own the island they had dreamed about during their childhood. They decided instead of just focusing on digging for treasure, they would open the Oak Island Tour Company. Rick and Martin's childhood's dreams were all coming true. They now held in their hands the deed to the infamous Oak Island. The brothers didn't realize this deed was also the ticket to changing their lives forever. When the brothers moved onto the island to run their tour company and find the buried treasure, they had no idea of the local reputation. Oak Island had claimed the lives of 6 explorers over the past 300 years, and residents began to feel the island was cursed. The town closest to the island warned the brothers that they were walking a dangerous path and that they wouldn't leave the island alive. The brothers knew they were playing with fire, but they were so close there was no turning back now. The brothers' purchase of the island had attracted local news stations and also cable corporations. They were surprised when the History Channel reached out with a lucrative offer. The History Channel knew the brothers had paid a steep price to own the island, and they wanted to help ease the burden. The History Channel would help finance their treasure hunting if the brothers agreed to film a reality television show. The brothers were unsure, but in the end, agreed to film their adventure. Instead of being alone in this process, the brothers would now be watched by thousands of viewers at home. In 2014, the reality series The Curse of Oak Island debuted on the History Channel. One of the first massive finds was a Spanish coin found underwater. Audiences were automatically hooked with this big discovery and couldn't wait to see what else the brothers would uncover. The Spanish coin was traced back over 3,000 years, and its journey to Oak Island fueled the mystery and excitement to keep uncovering the island's secrets. The next item the brothers discover could also be their last. Due to the reality show budget, the brothers were not digging on the island alone. They welcomed aboard archaeologist Miriam Amaralt and earth scientist Craig Tester. When Tester joined the brothers' team, he already had something in common with them. The brothers' biggest task was actually making the island safe to excavate. In previous years, old dig sites had become death traps and become filled with water, debris, and mud. It was extremely difficult to even enter the sites. As their brothers started the tough task of making the space safe, they realized it wasn't just nature they had to worry about. Whatever was beneath these traps was going to change the brothers' lives, but it might also cut them short. The brothers continued to drain water and figure out the booby traps when they discovered something truly remarkable. Their team took out a sword that was dated back to the Roman Empire. With the success of the History Channel reality show The Curse of Oak Island, the brothers were receiving more attention than they anticipated. They received a phone call from author Zina Halpern, who found something in her research the brothers might find useful. Halpern had been doing research for her upcoming novel when she discovered a map from 1340. The map detailed Oak Island, but even more interesting, it gave clues on who had been on the island. The brothers' eyes widened in shock as they began to understand the clues from the map. The map from author Zina Halpern linked the Knights of Templar and the French government to Oak Island. It gave the brothers an exact time frame when people would have started burying treasure beneath the surface. At the bottom of the map was an interesting note. It was written in French and translated to, "The Indians from the south work well." The brothers were seeing their first physical footprint and previous settlers on the island. And could they learn anything from their previous mistakes to save their own lives? With the donation of the map, the brothers were hungry for more physical proof of who had been on the island in the previous centuries. They began to search for more clues in the mysterious money pit. They would not be disappointed with what they found next. And the first thing they found was a piece of parchment. It was made from animal skin and looked like it had been used to take notes. It didn't have any words on it, but historians were able to trace it back to the same period of the map. What else could link the Knights of Templar to the island's buried secrets? The Lagaina brothers could not believe what their crew uncovered. It was a human bone that had managed to stay preserved. Instantly, all digging ceased and the brothers called in the authorities. They didn't know who or what could have met their fate on the island, but they didn't want to tamper with any evidence. With the authorities, they also had the bone studied by archaeologists. The scientists confirmed this bone belonged to a human being of Middle Eastern origin. Now the brothers were truly stumped. How had someone from the other side of the world been buried on Oak Island? After the discovery of the cross, the brothers were eager to see if they would find anything else from that time period. They didn't have to wait long and the team dug up a particular piece of jewelry. It was purple in color and Marty Lagana also told the audience what he had learned. The ring was dated back over 400 years and was popular with African cultures. It originated from ancient Roman and Egyptian royalty. With this discovery, the brothers felt like they had revealed the final clue to Oak Island. It was time to reveal who had buried all this treasure. While Rick and Martin have gone further than any previous explorer, they still do not have all the answers. The island has been used by many different people across history, and each one found a different way to leave a little treasure behind.